Hello, and welcome back to the new series of Backyard Cricket England. This is how we're going to line up for 2022. 3 Test matches followed by 3 ODIs. The first here at the Nutfield Indoor Tennis Centre. And it's a rebranded BCE look this year. New team names, starting with the North, representing the north of England and Wales, and led by a North Welshman, Alex Smith, unbeaten as a BCE captain thus far. And for the South 11, Yusuf Sharif, a rookie captain, had a breakthrough year as a player last year, and he's down now with Smith at Nutfield for the first toss of the season.
Tails. That is the tails.
That is right, yeah. That is the tails. What are we going to do, Alex?
We're going to have a bat.
Astonishing issues with selection for the North 11. Of their original 15, just 2 available that have ever played before, 4 debutants, 3 brought in at the last minute, and they will be fielding just 6 players out of their allotted 8 for this game. We're going to join the captain now to hear his thoughts.
Alex, good toss to win?
Yeah, good toss to win, I think. Like we said, obviously nobody's won chasing yet, and given the team we've got, I think put them under a bit of pressure.
And for the South 11, they're only able to field 7 of their allotted 8 places. Selection issues all over the park today, but just 2 debutants in their side. And for the first time as a BCE captain, we're going to hear from Yusuf Sharif.
I would have batted as well. The club that I play for, we go by motto of first bat big. But I'm happy to have a bowl. As we know from last year's series, the ball swings a lot. So I reckon get the batsmen out early, don't let them settle. Pick up early wickets.
Well, hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege to be back with you again for the 2022 Backyard Cricket England Test Series, updated as we heard there. And Alex Smith, the captain, one wonders what's going through his head right now. Had to bring in 3 players from outside his original squad of 15 just to get 6 on the park in an 8-a-side game. And the last thing he will want to see is this man, Jake Buttler. Smith and Buttler were on the same side in 2021, but the year before that they were on opposing teams, and Buttler dismissed Smith 4 times in 5 innings. The worst possible start here for Smith. 2 players pulling out late last evening, and another after the toss moments before the start here. They lost their 7th man, but here we go. Buttler to Smith. Into the fence. I think it's off the boot. Remember, no runs in boundaries for byes and leg byes. Got to be all run. So a dot ball to start the series for Jake Buttler. Had a brilliant series in that 2020 campaign. Struggled a little bit last year. Looking to be back stronger this time around. And that's going to be 4. The first runs of the new series, and they go to the captain. Smith nudging into the leg side. Just a block, really. Pushed, slight tilt of the bat. Up and running. How does Buttler respond? I want to see something from him, the 32-year-old. Brilliant character, great laugh, and that was a good nut there. Now remember, as always with Backyard Cricket, every bowler must bowl once before anyone can bowl again. And hang on a minute, what about this for a run-up? Wow, what about that from Sam Dennis? The new man, starting very wide. There is a limit to how far back the bowlers can stand, but no limit to the width they can start from. And he's got Smith jabbing at one outside off stump. Confusing angle to face. That's interesting from Dennis. Inventive. He is a resourceful cricketer. Very clever player. That's going to take some getting used to for the batsman. Oh, and a thick edge and 4. Well, Smith will take it. The moral victory goes to Dennis, and he rubs it in there as well. Bit of gamesmanship. But it's a good delivery again from Sam Dennis. Played it with soft hands, played it down. But a genuine edge. Money on the in-swinger coming up soon, perhaps? Oh, it goes away again, and it's crisply driven. Nicely played from Smith. That's right out the middle. Usually a sign that he's playing well if he gets a few of those drives away early. He's missed a couple in this over, but held the pose there. That was nice. Lands the first blow on his opposite number. Immediate impression of Matar Saeed is that he already seems to be a more accurate bowler than Vamsi Bogareddy. Perhaps doesn't quite get the extravagant spin that Vamsi gets. Oh, that's nicely played. Oh, good footwork. What a way to get off the mark in backyard cricket. Beautifully played from Miandad. We'll have a look at that again. Rocked right back, played it late, kept his eyes on it. Good adjustment, very well played. Interesting field placement this. As a leg spinner, do you need a gully and a point? Oh, that's a good nut. Half appeal for a catch from Sam Dennis behind the stumps. Didn't hear anything. Is he going to be offering anything short and wide? Well, he's going to be offering a leg stump half volley. And that's another boundary. 8 from the over. Well played, Miandad. Oh, well, that's a gift. Low full toss and it's gone all the way. Absolutely creamed that. And that means that Smith, in one innings already, has tied the amount of runs he made in the first 5 innings last year. Some stat that. And what a strike. Hard and flat. No stopping that. Pinged off the middle. And Dennis, again, we've spoken about this run-up at length already. Seems like there's a lot that can go wrong, but when he gets it right, it could be fascinating. Oh, he's not got it right there. Another full toss, another boundary. Bit of a gift. Couple of freebies from Smith here to get going. He's raced to 30. And deliveries like that are going to help. More of a push that time, more controlled than the last one. Is how he's going to deliver. Oh, well, that's a full toss and 4. Well played, Miandad. Double figures for him on debut. Flicked away elegantly into the leg side. First impressions of Javid Miandad. Solid base to work with. So it's clear how Smith is going to play Butler already in the early stages of this series. Oh, that's a good nut. That has absolutely cut him in half. Brilliant from Butler. I'm not sure what the plan is with going round the wicket. You're going to allow Smith to hit straight through mid-on with this field setting or through cover. Doesn't matter how many fielders are on the offside if he puts it in the gap. Oh, that's going to be another 6, hard and flat. Oh, he's given it as 4, but I think that has carried all the way. Getting some confirmation from the field. Giving it as 4. Yep, and it looks like the fielders and the bowler have told him it's a maximum. Very similar to the shot he played earlier on off Sam Dennis. Low full toss, got underneath it, hard and flat. Pretty much hit the same area as well. Can't bowl those. Oh, and that's a nick. Genuine nick. Not sure it would have carried had there been a slip in place. But a good bit of bowling from Gurpal Singh. Just a touch of late movement there. Yeah, might have carried. If the slip was up, it might well have carried that. Gurpal Singh to Smith to finish the over. And that one will be a wide. So that does end the over. And for the first time this year, we're going to head to tactical talking points. Well, we've had our first mini battle between the two captains and the rookie Yusuf Sharif. Let's have a look at how he started as a BCE leader. This is his very first field setting. Nobody on the leg side. Very offside weighted field. And he told his bowlers every over to keep it outside off stump and build some pressure. And that's exactly what they did. They kept Smith quiet and the debutant Javid Miandad kept on naught for a long time. And there was a bit of tension as to who was going to break first and break this deadlock. Well, this was the moment where it all changed. Sharif himself came round the wicket, moved the mid-wicket into place, and this was where Smith sensed his moment. Knew that the ball was going to be coming across him with the angle and that mid-wicket was now plugged, so he played his shots, couple of full strokes to start with, but then he opened up and started creaming everything through the offside. He's put the South 11 on the back foot, and this opening partnership is becoming a very, very big nuisance for Yusuf Sharif now. First battle between the two captains in this series, and it's the experience that shows for Smith. And that's going to go, yeah. Well played. Played it very, very late. It's been a feature of this short innings so far from Miandad, how late he's played everything. No backlift at all. Just pumps it into the leg side boundary. Miandad to face Butler for the first time. Oh, and that's done a bit. Come back in. Matar Saeed adds something colourful to this match. Oh, but that's a pudding. That's a pudding, and that's the gap, and that's 50 for Smith. The captain starts where he left off last year. Decent innings this. Got off to a flyer after all he's been through with selection and a player pulling out right before, in the minutes before the start of the game. He's compartmentalised well here. And Matar Saeed is lucky to get away with not giving a wide for that one. Couple of straight ones there from Matar Saeed. And that's a leg spinner and it's chipped back over his head. I don't think it was a million miles away from the fingertips there. Smith was probably trying to go a little bit straighter than that. Probably more over the umpire's head. Yeah, he's played it relatively well. He's in control. 8 off that over, 86 for none. And let's have a look at the 50 from the captain. Played well today. Played within himself to start with. But then started the opening out on the offside, and it's brought him some reward. That was the shot that got him going. Best part of his game, this Smith, is the hitting through the offside, and it's been on full display again today when he's had the chance. And that was the one that brought him the 50. Decent tempo this. Needs to keep going though. He'll want to turn this into a big one. And again, just wafting outside off stump. Just not quite gone his way. Dennis to Miandad. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's something different. Oh, and I'll tell you what, that's really well played from Miandad. Won't have expected that. That's come flying towards a certain area of his anatomy. And another slower one, but this time he's punished. Hammered. You get the feeling Miandad has been waiting to swing his blade at one and really push through one. And he's nailed that. Absolutely hammered into the ground. Yeah. Deserved the treatment and it got it in full from the debutant. Well played, Miandad. And you can see why Smith has been smothering a lot of deliveries so far that have been back of a length. That one just stayed down a touch. Ah, and that's 4. Nicely played. His career best test score to date. Oh, but it's not anymore. That's 6. 100 partnership comes up. Hard and flat from Smith. Done well to keep it down. That fence is only about 7 foot on the leg side. And that was a real hit-me ball. Done well to control that. Whoa, just about. That's very close to the top of the net. Not the quickest, but really mixes it up. Oh, that's a good ball. That looked maybe a fraction slower. Perhaps that's just died a little bit on the way through. Have a look at it again. Yeah, moved early. Didn't quite carry all the way through. I think the keeper's standing too far back. There could be a problem today. The lack of pace in the pitch. I'd lacking a bit of aggression from Miandad. Wasn't really trying to hit that to the fence. Well, he's trying to hit that one though, and that's what he's done. Well, that's well played. That's good cricket from Miandad. Butler had just taken a few steps to his right to retrieve the ball before, and you can see there, walking back to his position, had he been where he was supposed to be, he would have stopped that comfortably. Clever cricket from Miandad. And it is Butler himself. Probably been the pick of the bowlers today, Jake Butler. Second ball of his day went to the ropes, but aside from that, they've barely got a bat on him. And most of it has been at Smith, and that's an absolute ripper. What a good delivery that is. We were talking about late movement a little earlier on. That is Butler at his best. That's moved late. And it's come back a long way. Grazed the off stump. With Sharif, Smith would have known it was passing off stump. Oh, what a ripper. What an absolute ripper that is. Well, this is what we were saying. When Butler goes round the wicket, Smith will know he can bring it back into the stumps. Oh, and that's missed by a fag paper. You can see the reaction from Smith there. He thought he was a goner. He looked stunned to see his stump still intact. Butler looking round him as well. And the umpire. I think nobody can believe that Smith survives. When it's not your day, it's not your day. And Smith leaving alone outside off to finish. And again, congratulating Butler and talking about that one that missed. I think the conversation is ongoing about that ball. I don't think anyone really understands how that's not hit the stump. Smith looks baffled, Butler more so. Taken a back seat to Smith in this innings and done excellently. Oh, that's a nick straight through the gap for 4. Not carried anyway. Got to stay together, got to stay focused to South. Oh, that's a slow ball and it's 4. See the idea from Yusuf Sharif? Trying to get him to maybe play through one early, but it just came out as a floaty full toss, and Miandad has played it very, very well. Miandad now on strike, and as you can see at the bottom, this is the highest ever opening partnership in backyard history, and it's about to get slightly higher. 4 to Miandad. He moves into the 40s. Made that look very easy. Not a lot of power or effort through that, just timing and placement. Well, if that's the case, it's not worked. That's 4. Well, and that's turned drastically. Oh, and again, there's no bat on that. That has gone to first slip off the pitch. Oh, and an inside nick, and it is going to be 4. Well, that's really good bowling from Matar Saeed. 2 big ripping leg breaks, and then one a little bit slower, a little bit flatter. And Miandad nicks behind for 4. And a good follow-up. Oh, and is he gonna wide him for that? Oh, it's harsh. Harsh, I think, from the umpire. Looked a decent bouncer, actually. Cut well, and cut for 4. Well played, Miandad. That clearly is a strong suit of his. We've seen a few of them today. Rocked back and played really nicely. Latched onto it quickly. Looks as though that's his favoured stroke, and he's just too shy of a half century on debut here. Last ball of the over. Miandad on 48. Oh, and it's gone straight through him. Flat and straight. That's a good bit of bowling. First test wicket for Matar Saeed. Good delivery. Great celebration as well. Bowled it almost like a medium pacer. Flat, no spin, straight through the legs. And you can see Miandad was covering for a bit of spin. Got that back foot across. What a shame for him to fall a couple short of what would have been an excellent half century on debut. But it's taken a good ball and a good bit of planning to get rid of him. He's gone for 48. Excellent innings from Miandad. Oh, what a good delivery that is. Gone straight through him. I think it's gone through his legs. Last ball of the over coming up. Thakur will just look to hang on and get through it as he finds his feet on debut. Oh, popped him. Yeah, oh, good catch. Sharp catch from Kamesh Pasamarthi. Good bit of cricket. Gurpal Singh takes the wicket. And what do you know? 1 brings 2 immediately. Might have bounced a fraction on him. I think he's just wafted well away from his body. It's not a good shot from Thakur, in truth. But a sharp catch. Came quite quickly. And the South coming back into this game now. They desperately needed that double strike. Thakur's gone for a duck on debut. 148 for 2. Well, 2 quick wickets. How will Smith choose to play? Well, positively seems to be the answer. Hammered that down the ground. Not the first time we've seen that shot from him today. Connected with it well every time so far. Another flat 6. Given the low height restrictions imposed at this venue, he's done very well to keep all of these down. Playing them a touch later than he perhaps normally would. With the wickets going down at the other end, he's going to play shots. Well, what's that? 4 or 6? Square leg says 6. 2 in a row. Much needed. If he can get there. Well, that's a hit me ball, and that's another 6. 3 in a row. Hammered that. I think square legs had a bit of a moment there. Might have lost a kidney or 2 square leg there. Well, that's a gimme. Oh, that's going right between the eyes of the square leg umpire. Carted. 3 maximums in a row have thrown Smith into the 90s out of nowhere. And with Smith at the other end, not really looking as though he's going to get out up to now. The danger signs are there for the South. They need to get Ricky Bora early. They will be desperate to get rid of him. Well, that's not going to help. First ball 4. It's nicely timed from Bora and well placed, but that is a gimme. It's a hit me ball from Saeed. And Bora, far too polite to turn that opportunity down. Doesn't move until very late, Ricky Bora. And 4. Crunched. That's a better shot than the first one. Don't think Yusuf Sharif at point stood much of a chance. That flash by him. It's actually a good effort from Sharif to get that close to it. Well, Javed Miandad played really well on debut, made 48, and what was noticeable about him was that he has absolutely no backlift whatsoever. It's non-existent. Now, what this does for him on the positive side is that it allows him to play the ball very, very late and under his eyes, and this was a good example here. Rock back, played delicately. But what then happened, Matar Saeed figured him out, started bowling exclusively full on leg stump, and with that lack of backlift and no forward press, Miandad struggled to get his bat in front of his legs, and his footwork became a bit more erratic with anything that was pitched on the leg side. It was a good spot by Matar Saeed, and the final execution, bit quicker, bit straighter, gets him out. Good, clever bowling, but also a really impressive innings on debut from Miandad. A bit of a laugh from Ricky Borrett. Well, look at where he's gone now, Dennis. He's extra cover. He's going to come back on himself here. Where's this going to end up? It's absolute trash. Well, good value for a laugh, Dennis. Now, I don't think Smith will be complaining. He scored well off Sam Dennis today. 5 balls in the over, and he sits on 96. And it is worth mentioning at this point that the on-field scoreboard has miscalculated and has Smith on 92. So he might not know it himself if and when he gets to that magic moment. He may not even be aware of it. He believes he's on 92 at the moment. But he is 1 hit away from the 4th ever backyard ton, and that could be it. That is going to be it. Smith gets a century. What a moment for the captain. He's not aware of it because of a scoreboard error. But a brilliant innings from him. He goes to a ton. Gets there with another boundary. Short ball back over Dennis's head. Well controlled. What a way to start the series for the captain. Made his statement already. It's a first test century for Alex Smith. 100 not out. Led the way. Having won the toss. They've got one less player. Selection issues last night. Selection issues this morning. Dreadful availability. And what a response to those problems. Well played from Smith. 197 for 2. Just struggling to get the ball back here. And it's a shame again. We saw this with some of the centuries that were made last year. Scoring errors on the day and players not being aware of their own milestones. Something that perhaps needs to improve in the future. But Smith can rest assured, knowing he has got that ton, even if the scoreboard has him on 96 at the moment. Dennis round the wicket now. Oh, and he's popped it over the fence. Oh, he's out. Well, you can see the reaction from the players on the field. They all believe he's fallen for 96 here. Hence the disappointment from Smith. It is a loose shot. He'll be a relieved man when he finds out he's already got those extra 4 runs. Can see the distraught in his face there. Couldn't keep it down. Perhaps a bit of adrenaline in that shot. He'll be a relieved man when they eventually do tell him that he's got that ton. But for now he leaves the field, and it's been an excellent innings. Gone for exactly 100. It's 197 for 3. Well played, Smith. The 4th ever Backyard Cricket England century. Last ball of the over. And Singh pushes across at it, but the breakthrough over from Sam Dennis. He got the Centurion out. Finally Smith has gone. It's 197 for 3. And we're going to look at this century. Built up largely of shots down the ground more than anything else. Cover has been his preferred area, but he's been positive all around the wicket. Some good shot play here. And that one was hammered in particular. And that's the one that brought him the ton. Fielders converge on Ricky Borrett here. Well, half an appeal for a catch behind, half an appeal for a stumping. Don't think they're going to get either of them. The catch behind certainly is not on the table. That's the one Nav Saeed is appealing for, but I don't think Borrett got anywhere near it. Stumping might be a better claim, but it didn't look as though there was a race foot or a movement from Borrett, so should be fine on both fronts. Oh, that's a good nut. Well, is that a drop? Has that come off a leading edge or off the boot? Oh, that's a good nut to finish. Very good nut to finish. 197 for 3. Successive maidens for the South for the first time today. Sharif to Borrett. And Borrett to the boundary. Chipped it. It's not far off the height restriction. Borrett didn't look too worried, but some of the fielders were interested. Just sort of shoveled it. It's come out of nowhere, that, really. Might have been a little early on it. He's not really showing any sign of doing anything like that, Ricky Borrett. It's a curious shot, but he's played it well. Oh, that's a lot better. That one was deliberate. Thrown his blade at that. Again, not far from the height limit, but it's clipped the top of the net before it's gone over. Another maximum. Yeah, creamed it. That one was intentional. Bit of width from Sharif. And I tell you what, it's not far. Oh, well, he's not going to today. Popped it over the fence. That's good bowling from Yusuf Sharif. Dangled the carrot for him. Got it up above his eye line. Tempted him to play the shot. And Borrett couldn't keep it down. Might look like a wide half tracker from Sharif, but I think that's bowled intentionally with that in mind. Got a bit big on Borrett. Didn't really commit to the shot. Good bit of bowling. And that's a key blow for the South. He's gone for 20. Bit of a job to do here. However long these two can hang around. Every run valuable. Oh, and Sharif's cleaned him up first ball. Well, that's a nice moment for Yusuf Sharif. What's been a tough initiation for him as a BCE skipper. Even tougher initiation for Ansari as a BCE batsman. Cleaned up first ball. No movement of the feet. Poked the bat at it, and Sharif good enough and accurate enough to pick the gap. And he's on a hat trick. Good delivery. No real change to the field, which is a bit of a surprise. Bit of a lack of intensity here. But nonetheless, it is a hat-trick ball. Sharif to Singh. And it's not a bad one either, and well kept out. Still waiting to score his first backyard runs. Oh, well, he's not anymore. That's really nicely played. Lent into that. Good balance. And knocked him over. Brilliantly done. He's finally got one of those in-swingers right, and he thoroughly deserves that, Jake Butler. He's been excellent today. 213 the final total. Butler with the final blow. That's a good delivery to get rid of Jeevan Singh. Well bowled. The final North 11 total. 213 they start this series with. Built around a century from the skipper.
Yeah, go on. You go through. Go to 4.
Yes, well, as you heard there, that was an innings built around the opening partnership, 143 between Smith and the debutant Javed Miandad. Both were excellent, and Smith went on to his first Test century. Little contribution from Ricky Borrett at the end, but some of the debutants struggled. From a bowling point of view, tough day for Yusuf Sharif's team, but Jake Butler was outstanding, deserved his wicket at the end. Gurpal Singh also bowled tidily. Matar Saeed was an exciting introduction to backyard cricket, and Sharif himself claimed a couple of wickets. But a tough day at the office for them, 213. Join us next time to see how they respond to that total.